You can call it a skill issue if you want. I don't mind, but not gonna lie, I felt pretty limp playing May in that last bit. To the point that I feel like I was actually losing skill as I was going. Frankly, I'm of a mind we can just put her in the garbage bin for all I care. She gives nothing of value to me. Honestly, the real disaster of passion was me thinking I had that, but I'm not going to worry about it too hard. Frankly speaking, I'm just of a mind, once Season 2 comes along, we can trash as many May players as we can find. How does that feel for you, chat? Does that feel like a fair compromise? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, when I say trash May players, I don't mean trash them personally. I just mean we do our best to get rid of as much May as we see. Which means I wanna bone up on biking, but that also just makes me wonder, do people want to see more of this? More Guilty Gear matches is what I mean. I know certain things keep the viewership low, but at the same time, it feels good at times. I'm actually feeling like I'm learning things off of this game. I actually learned how to do a charge input for one, so that's something at least I would think. In any case, it is time to move on to something else. So, just a second here. What is the game capture? You might be asking, it's time for a little bit more yokai hunting. Alright then, that's one vote of confidence. I'm glad for that. Let me see here. I swear I just need you to do the thing. There we go. And there we go. That should be good. Now if you'll just give me a moment to put out an announcement that we're switching, but ultimately I wanted to spend more time on Ghostwire than this. I didn't expect to be losing 50 times to not go off of a single character, but you know, if anything, that just goes to show I need to put more work in on a lot of things. Namely my own personal stake and things, but I wanted to win badly. Believe you me, I thought I had it in me. But at the same time, I feel good with every other person in the cast, so it's okay. It's just okay. I like everybody, I just don't vibe with May. If anything, I'm genuinely surprised how good Baiken feels in my hands, but maybe she's also Anga. Who can say? What I do know is it's time for another game that I'm really enjoying so far. If, once again, asking the controller to do its thing, give me a second here. Please, sir. Why are you like this? I don't personally understand, but that's just the nature of the beast, it seems. If anything, though, how do people like Ghostwire so far? Because I know for a fact that, for as much as I don't play horror games, this feels pretty nice to me. Especially because it's just something different. We're dealing with yokai. We're trying to figure out what's wrong with everything we're seeing in the city, and that's a giant. That is still my controller not responding. What is going on? Give me a second here, just verifying wires. Control guide, no. Actual controls, thank you. Let's see here. I don't get it. Give me 1 second to restart. I apologize, but somehow this is a thing that's happening. And app errors. It's all falling apart at once, but that happens a lot on this stream. If anything, though, I do like what's going on in this game a lot. Aesthetics are good. Gameplay is good. I didn't expect the first-person thing to exist the way it does, but you know what? I like it for this. And then there's customization options, which, you know, once again asking how that works in a first-person game, but sometimes you get to see it. Sometimes you get to experience costume changes. So, admittedly, like I said last time, I wanted to see if we could take care of more side quests in the area, as well as look at these shrines, since they sure are available to us. So, where am I right now? We're at this here Hirajuku building, so why don't we go ahead and see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into. So once again, I ask the chat, I ask my brothers in Badheaddom, how is your evening so far? Because I know that this week has been kind of weird in a lot of ways, in a lot of gruesome ways at that, but I won't get into that here. I will mention, however, I find it funny how the highlight of the Oscars, for as much as I don't watch, is the fact that somebody got slapped for talking too much about somebody else's wife. But at the same time, I can't help but feel that both of them are in the wrong for what they did. There's such a thing as a time and place. But at the same time, I don't want to fault Will for doing what he did. It's a very human response in my mind, but at the same time, there's going to be consequences, I'm sure. If anything, I'm glad for you, Mike, because frankly speaking, Friday is my unwind day, and I don't see it lasting for very much longer with what's expected of me. The training arc is going into hyperdrive soon. Hey. Damn. Is this what we call police brutality? Is that a joke I can even make? Speaking of brutality, though, apparently FGO Arcade decided, hey, we want to give you all an apology by giving me the true Mother Harlot that I've been asking for years. And not gonna lie, I took a look at her grinning face and thought to myself, you know what, I want what she's having. Are you sharing that wine, Nero? if anything, they just decided, oh, why don't we just adhere to everything you want in a boss character, and you know what, it works. Literally got me over here saying, oh no, they're meeting all of my standards. Also, unfortunately, you picked up FGO again. At the very least, I hope that goes good for you. Just don't go crazy on the gacha is my thing. Okay, no wonder. That's fog over there. Okay, no. Who told you you were allowed to go? There will be no headless girls on my street. No running in the lobby, please. Other than that, I've been trying to make a few goals for myself to actually watch some things, get some ideas.
You alright? Worry about yourself.
Which ultimately has me wondering, you know what, I don't actually watch a lot of Sentai. You know what, I struggle to actually watch Sentai. I don't know, something in my brain just decides, hey, Power Rangers doesn't hit like it used to anymore for me. I'm struggling.
Moving on?
Which ultimately has me saying, can I at least watch a single season before I decide anything? So I'm just going to watch Q Ranger and see how I feel about it, because I like space. I like constellations. I like the fact that the team names aren't just the team name plus color.
There's a ton of makeup. What's it doing here?
And on top of that, how many Rangers do you get? At least more than 10.
What? That's good. Now to help more.
You feel good about that, son? Yeah, that's the general consensus I got. Q Ranger was pretty good. Also, excuse me, this feels like it is way too loud. Am I coming in okay, at least? Yeah, this needs to go a little lower for me, and probably a little lower for you, unless there's any complaints about that. Is it good on your end? As we are in mid-combat. Alright, then sounds good. If anything, I would ask you to ask more questions of me, as always, but other than that, I'm just over here thinking to myself, look at my wife. I can't believe they made Nero something I actually want. In fact, I gotta wonder, can I get away with showing off an image? Let me see here. Give me a second. I want to verify. Oh, these are all new things to me, so bear that in mind for a second as we verify if that thing is actually there. As much as the thing just doesn't cooperate, I don't know. I'm learning things as we go. The buckle is a real tardy sort. Let me see here. Image. Mhm. And there you go. This thing is way too big. But essentially, I'm just over here thinking to myself, look at these teeth. Take a look at that. Take a look at that jawline. Frankly speaking, this gives me ideas of a very good sort. But we're not staying on this. We can talk about this on any other place but here right now. I've got things to do. But if anything, I'm just of a mind of I want that. If anything, though, if anything, I'm of a mind of sharp teeth on top of sharper teeth. It, it's a real good look for me. You win this around FGO Arcade. You actually made something good. Especially on account of the fact that I can finally say no more drunk toddlers. I'm just sick of that. Okay, then let's go ahead and play our own gacha tonight. What do you expect us to get for buffs today? I wish I could find more Jizo statues. Yes, please.
That should
Also,
do it.
also, it sounds like somebody's crying. What's this? File number 329, a recording left behind by a certain scientist discussing the human spirit. Alright then. Better yet, can we check the database? Let's see here.
Today, I can only stare at the hotcakes my daughter has prepared for me. If my wife were here now, she'd be hurrying me along so we could get the dishes cleared. But she is not here. With every passing second, the hotcakes grow colder and colder, just like her soulless body. Absurd. Things cool off because heat transfers from one source to another. The energy itself doesn't just Yes, of course. Her soul hasn't turned into nothing. It has simply left her body. But where to? Where did it go? I can save her. I can do it.
Okay, then, I know who this is, but let's see here. The same scientist discussing family and cats.
Starting today, I'm going to test out a dictation application programmed by one of my colleagues. I believe he meant it as an act of kindness, given the restricted movement of my hands. He never directly says such things, but he's certainly aware of the accident. In any case, I'm going to use this as a journal of my thoughts. This morning, my daughter asked if she could have a cat. I suspect she asked her mother as well. We'll have to discuss it when I get home. Taking care of a pet like that would be a good learning experience for her. The issue with pets, however, is that they typically die before their owners. I don't know that she fully understands that. I also worry whether she would take proper care of it. After some time, the responsibility might fall on myself.
Alright then. Seems to me like this man is more of a scientist than he is a father, but you know. A recording left behind by Ed. It seems that the device just happened to be recording while he dropped it. I remember this. What does it have to say?
If you won't take me, I'll go myself. Erika, wait! Look, I'm going after her. You two get out of Shibuya like we planned.
And what about KK?
Tell him he can't let Erika fight. And put this inside the locker at the station.
Will do. Tell us where you think Erika may have gone. We'll help search.
Alright then. Reminder that Erika kind of became the second boss of the game, so what does that tell you? It tells me that all is kind of lost in regards to that. So let's see here. Anything else? Consumables, key items, landmarks, voice logs, investigation notes. Okay, then this could be a good experiment right here. Investigation notes. How do people feel about me reading for a little bit? A report came in about people in Shibuya disappearing near a manhole. The whole thing smelled wrong, but Rinko was all too happy to delegate the task to me. I thought it could be... Sorry. Once again, my brain is scrambled off of things that we should be getting past by right now. I thought it could all just be some stupid prank, but I still went to meet up with the person who got in touch with us. Turns out it was a little kid named Ryota. Perfect. Lucky me, getting to be some kid's gopher on top of being Rinko's errand boy. Anyway, the kid told me about how someone named Sosuke disappeared near a manhole and asked me to go looking for him. At this point, I was thinking Sosuke was the kid's little brother or something. I mean, why wouldn't I? I found the manhole, and near it, a spirit claiming it had been killed by some kind of monster. Supposedly, they'd been standing right on top of the manhole when it happened. Intrepid guy that I am, I climbed down. I'd only ever been down in the sewers one other time, back in my days on the force, and it was just as shitty this time as it was back then. So, once I got down, I ran into this kid in a yellow raincoat just hanging out there. Not the first place I'd think to find a lost kid, but I figured it could be Sosuke. So I called out to him, which turned out to be a real bright idea because it was actually the monster. The thing saw me, blew a whistle, and then a bunch more of them showed up to ruin my day. Thankfully, I took the things down, but the next time I'll go ahead and take care of them before I get noticed, instead of running my mouth. Surprise of surprises, in the end, Sosuke actually did show up, and he was a damn dog. My heart just about stopped when I first spotted him. Thanks, kid. I guess I'm a pet detective now, too. Yeah. I can understand that, especially since we have seen those enemies before. As much as I just want to go up there and just rip the spirit out of their chests, it's hard to do that. So, we also have the Marunouchi vanishing. I got a tip on a missing woman from Marunouchi. When you've been a detective as long as I have, you tend to build up a big network of contacts. The story my contact told me was that they saw the woman one day when the fog rolled in. It blanketed the area, and then poof, she was gone. Times like these make me wish a certain somebody was around. Come to think of it, the fog and these disappointing appearances set the scene for when I first met Rinko and the rest of the crew. Everyone kept talking about folks just up and disappearing, and I thought it was a load of horseshit. It wasn't until I met Rinko, Ed, and Dale, and until I touched an ether crystal myself that I believed. Ever since then, I've been haunted by what I would have once called hallucinations. Turns out being able to see spirits and monsters isn't fantasy movie nonsense after all. Guess I should be thankful. Because otherwise I wouldn't have seen through that monster taking the form of the woman. She made a bunch of red orbs appear and chase me around, but I knew that, so as long as I didn't let myself get surrounded, I'd be okay. She was a walking nightmare, so I put her out of her misery. When I searched the scene, I spotted a woman's handbag. Found the missing lady's ID cards in there, then came across some clothes that looked like they would have been hers. They were in a little pile, but the way they had fallen made it clear her body had just vanished. No mistaking whose handiwork it was. I'd finally managed to get my hands on solid enough lead to work with. And then there's the awakened AI, and I think that's about it for right now. There was a report of 7 employees working in a startup operating out of Shibuya, all disappearing in a single night. Most of the public figured they just skipped town, but these are the kinds of cases that demand attention. I don't know the first thing about IT stuff, or business for that matter, so Ringo tagged along when I went to look into it. Rather than let a pro take care of that stuff, rather let a pro take care of that stuff than try to fumble through it and make a fool of myself. Ringo's a researcher by trade, and Ed too. They and the guy we're trying to catch used to work together, researching spirits and souls and whatnot. I don't understand the details, but they ended up discovering the existence of ether, and the fact that some folks, like me, have an affinity for it. Anyway, the startup we were looking into dealt with research into artificial intelligence. They wanted to make an AI that could outdo a human. As Rinko put it, researchers are trouble. Both a bunch of people that don't know how to keep their noses out of where it doesn't belong. Just because they can do something doesn't mean they should. I kind of get the feeling that Rinko was pointing the finger at herself just as much as fellow researchers. And as well as she should. Since this whole mess started because of her group's work on the afterlife. We investigated the company's office and ended up finding the AI and switching it on. Sure enough, the thing talked like it had a mind of its own. But it was no AI at all. It was some kind of monster that dragged me into the PC. Really now.
Say what?
It was all weird as hell, probably caused by a corruption in the area. Monster was swinging a giant pair of scissors around and damn near succeeded in cutting my head right off. My luck held, though, and I managed to take it down. I gotta imagine the missing workers weren't so lucky, though. Probably all killed. Rinko was dead silent the whole ride back. I think the situation hit kinda close to home to her. I tried to tell her what I thought she needed to hear. Screwing up doesn't mean you're a bad person, as long as you regret your mistakes. Alright then. That's good enough for me. What is this here? More sleuth beads. Alright, I'll take that.
Am I never gonna hear that nice music again? There's a piano school in this neighborhood. Every night, you can hear piano music, even though there's no one there. It was really nice and soothing to listen to at first, you know? After a while, the music just got, like, super creepy. It's kind of got me worried.
Pretty common kind of story. Still, a literal change in tune, huh? Could be the music itself has gotten corrupted somehow.
Alright then, it is time for David Bowie's Scary Monsters. But first, what's in here? Alright, more makeup, that's always good. If anything though, I do really like how this story pieces itself together. There's plenty to work off of, and you don't have to read all of it to get the idea. It's just that a lot of it happens to exist in flavor text, and frankly, I'm fine with that. I like data logs. One of my favorite things about MGS5 is just exploring while listening to the backstory tapes. Just, for some reason, Ocelot going off on the French with Venom, and it's really nice in my opinion. Hey, revenge, revenge. Thank you for your service, sir.
What? Hey, do you hear music?
I wasn't kidding about it being creepy.
So, Chad, how do we feel about piano music? How do we feel about this right here? 2 for 2, 2 for 2.
A piano school. The music's coming from there. You think they were drawn by the corrupted music?
Can you not, please?
Let's get in there and stop this recital once and for all.
Yeah, in terms of setting a mood, piano works really good for certain things. It just makes me think of another game that I happen to enjoy a lot, Corpse Party, and how when things hit the fan hard, it's usually when the piano starts playing.
The music stopped.
That's a piano.
There's nobody here. Let's look around.
The sink is running still. If anything, I would say look up the death compilations, if not the endings as well in Corpse Party, and you'll get what I mean. Because frankly speaking, a lot of what goes on in that game kind of relies on how it sets its mood, and frankly speaking, I feel like it does the job very well. I've mentioned Higurashi before, and frankly speaking, it's kind of the same deal. What's up with all of these moe anime girls dying horribly? And I mean horrifically. Let's see, what am I looking for in here? The bathroom? It's a nice bathroom. It's even got a washing machine. At least I think that's a washing machine. This is a thing right here. Journal. I must be crazy. Hearing the hollow echo of notes against the walls of an empty room. And yet, there's no mistaking that take on the song. I'd know that girl's rendition of Moonlight Sonata anywhere. She was my only student capable of true genius. But the accident put an end to that. Claimed her life, and stole her talent from the world. Now there's nothing left in this classroom but echoes of the past. But even if they're echoes, I can't stop listening.
Could this kid be the one playing the music? I think that was Moonlight Sonata we heard before.
What else we got? Another entry. Delivery stick. To Dozaki Piano School. The following items were delivered. One portrait of Giovanni. Sonoda Art Company.
What's this?
Alright then. You got another one for me? Okay, major and minor prodigies. Giovanni was most widely remembered as the mentor of Santin, the piano prodigy. However, there was a time when he himself was regarded as a genius. His fame was fleeting, few remembered his earlier work, and he quickly became relegated to Santin's shadow. At the young age of 11, Santin ended up pushing Giovanni out of the limelight and taking everything he had. Oh boy.
What do you expect? Child prodigy is more interesting than some old guy. Hey, it started up again.
Hey, look, snacks. I'm still of a mind canned clam miso soup cannot be good. But I have no idea. Hey kid, how you feeling?
Who are you two?
Were you the one playing that piano?
Playing is fine, but you're disturbing the whole neighborhood.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disturb anyone. I just want to play Moonlight Sonata again. You see, I played it at a competition once. But for some reason, the piano sounds different now. I just can't play it like I used to, no matter how I try.
Why do you think she got worse?
It's not her. It's the music itself that's corrupted. We have to find out why. That's the question.
Well, that's a darn shame right there. Hey, Chad, I got a question for you. Do you believe music can be corrupted? And by that I mean, can a song be ruined for you? Because I feel like that's exactly how me and Saki felt about the Disaster of Passion for a very long time. It's not even that the song is bad, it's just oversaturated. The memes about that song kinda ruined it before it even came out, is my thing. I'll listen to it every now and then, but at the same time, it kind of isn't the thing I go for in terms of Guilty Gear music. And even then, I still prefer May's theme from Double X. Let's see here. What more can we find? Find a place with lots of still water. Let's go to the bathroom. Let's see. What about the sink? No, that's not how it works. Not something that works. I think the Disaster Passion is really generic. Yeah, that's the thing about it. It's alright, but at the same time, it just sounds like Fallout Boy. That's pretty much all I can think of. If anything, I would say everything else in that soundtrack is very listenable. As much as people complain about Find Your Own Way sounding like guerrilla music, I feel as though it fits so much better. If you look at how much happier he is compared to his time hunting gears. He's out here living his best life, and you don't get to tell him what to do. Plus, you know, there's the whole thing about Daisuke and Naoki experimenting with what they're able to do with soundtracks and all of that. I appreciate that. But at the same time, do you have an example that isn't video game music for a song that you really can't listen to? Not anymore. I swear, kid, you sound like water, but you're not water. Where is the water? Sad to say, I'm drawing a blank here. Check the portrait on the wall. Okay, then fair enough.
That portrait is...
Okay, so, going off of what I was saying, and what's going on in the game right now, can a song be corrupted in your mind? Which also begs the question, what's a song you can never listen to again?
It responded. It's a portrait of Giovanni.
It's the musician from the magazine. Bet it's him that's causing the corruption.
Yeah. He resents how much the girl resembles his own pupil, and he's jealous.
Any theme from Whoa, yay!
I shall not lose to some vaunted prodigy. My skills are far superior.
Sabotaging a kid? Now that's pathetic. Adults are supposed to be there for kids, help them.
Okay, you son of a bitch. It's...
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world!
Piece of shit. Also, yeah, not gonna lie, as hard as Shadow the Hedgehog is memed, I feel as though it's just a black sheep. It's got more going on in it than given credit, but at the same time, it's still not that great a game.
Everything's okay now. You should be able to play Moonlight Sonata again.
Oh, thank you so much.
I want to hear it.
Sweet little tune.
I didn't know you had any taste.
Well, now you do.
Oh, perhaps what played it right. We can play Moonlight Sonata again. I'm so happy.
It's too bad we won't hear her again.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm glad for her. She finally got the one thing she wanted. And I got to exercise a salty old man. Seriously, why did the portrait of Giovanni get possessed by the actual spirit? It doesn't make sense, but at the same time, I'm not going to question it. Ghosts are weird like that. As much as people can bear a grudge, imagine dying with that grudge on your mind. That's gotta screw you up entirely.
This hero thing is hard work.
Now then, just so I'm sure, what about this one? Lingering jealousy is act up. Yes, I agree. Frankly speaking, okay, wasted that. I'm personally of a mind at some point, even with what you wish you could have, sometimes you just gotta look for better. There's such a thing as moving beyond the thing that you wish you had at that moment. Which is essentially how I've been living my life for the last year and a half, and frankly speaking, it's helped a lot. Concern yourself not with what is there for others, but what can be there for yourself. It's about as much as I can attest to how I've been living my life for a while. As much as I look at the whole situation with the whole... whatever you call what's going on with my body here. Hey, I don't want to deal with you right now. What matters is I'm making it work. And wouldn't you know it, hopefully that pays off one day. Whoa. We don't...
Guess it's over.
I want to be over there. But I don't have the strength to be over there. So... That means we probably should clear this shrine right here. Oh wait, I found Ramune? Let me check that. I'm not seeing it. What I really want is to find more outfits. Is it Ghost World Ramen? No, I have this instead. The Netherworld is feeling kind of... What's the word I'm looking for? Stingy tonight? Okay, let's see here. Nope. If we find it, though, I will do my best to look at it. Funny thing about ramen, I once had a friend who went to a hibachi restaurant with me, and there was ramen on the menu. Not knowing what it was, they ordered it, and frankly speaking, they were thirsty the entire night. I'm sorry, my friend, this is a drink for children. It said ramen candy, yes, but at the same time they ordered ramen soda as my thing. It's still not clear where it is. Okay, then, like I said before, wait, there we go. No wonder. There it is. Hard, sugary, bite-sized candy tablets. I'm using it now. Way he went in on that sounded like the most delicious thing he's ever had. But yeah,
Elevator still works.
At some point I wouldn't mind going back to a hibachi restaurant. It's just hard to find. There's not a lot of good food here. But you know, that's living out in the sticks for you. You either gotta make it yourself or you gotta find somebody you know who will make it for you. Luckily, I have been getting better at cooking. It's just slow goings. When I'm not doing this, I'm doing other things, and frankly speaking, those other things prevent other things. And then those other things compound into even more things. How many things? Many things. At least I can say that it pays off in some regard. I have approximate knowledge of many things. I am a jack of some trades, master of what do you expect?
Good. On to the next.
Okay, spirit perception beads. Let me take a look at that. Okay, allows you to sense spirits within a radius of 100 meters. Probably useful, but at the same time, we have been stocked up on spirits for a bit. I'm putting the water beads on. If I can just find a payphone. Now if I can just find a mini-mart. Nope. Dog. I don't have food for you, I think.
I saw Nekomata in a convenience store once, a long time ago.
Maybe it was just waiting for its chance to take over the place.
Okay, what do you got for me? Got plenty of arrows, dog food, and let's see here. More daifu here.
You get me anything nice?
No, you don't need anything.
It's true, KK doesn't need anything. As much as he complains about watching people shop, he never gives any input. Alright then. First of all,
Eat up, pal.
and
Too fast.
if Punch is correct, this leads us to money. We'll recoup the cost on that dog food in no time. There we go. Thank you, friender. Truly, you have not let me down yet. Now then, if I could just get over there without being consumed by the fog, it does not seem good. Also, there's a phone near the dog. I should pay more attention. Thank you. Once again, this is also why the bat heads are important. You help parse out the little details that tunnel vision really destroys for me. There we go. Now let's see here. We have 10 skill points. What can we get with 10 skill points? A range boost on spectral vision, core grab gives us more HP. Duration boost. Duration boost on wire in. As much as I don't use it. What about other things? Let's see here. Capacity boost for talismans or capacity boost for consumables. I feel as though this would help us use more talismans.
Use it well, kid.
Now then, to see what else we can find all the way down here. I want to be here. I also want to ask, where are the Tengu? There's supposed to be a large winged Tengu. On other subjects, apparently Morbius came out, and apparently Jared Leto did it again. Ruined a perfectly good movie.
We can still save more.
Not gonna lie, I didn't have much hope in regards to that, because, not gonna lie, I've been feeling the later MCU in a lot of ways, but really seeing how they bungled it just makes me wonder, what else can we get out of this? You canceled Luke Cage, but you're giving us this?
We'll just have to keep this up.
I can't help but feel a little bit insulted. But at the same time, I still need to go and watch the Batman at some point. The one reason I would consider subbing to HBO Max at this point is I want to experience more stuff. That begs a question, chat. What's something you would like to experience more of in your life? I had no hopes for it because who asked for a movie about Morbius? Not me, but at the same time, I was curious.
What's going on?
Oh.
It's like a hurricane.
Oh no.
Looks like it brought some friends too.
Because honestly, I'm of a mind genetic vampires can be my jam. It's just... You really apparently didn't get the memo on that. Oh. Note to self, never have your back turned to evil spirits. Better yet, fire? I can't explain it, but somehow fire made it good. Okay. Where are they at? There we go. Also, ma'am, that's not a red dress. What are you doing? Come on now. Work with me here. And I'll be taking that. And I think it was good.
They're gonna show up. I wish they just let us know in advance. We're not gonna be able to get anywhere near that. The whole area's covered in fog. It'll rip our souls clean out if we go blundering around in there.
So, what are we going to do then?
Simple. We cut straight through. I'll lead the way. Come on.
Alright. I like the way that sounds. But more important than that,
Cut through the fog? Can we really just do that?
Don't worry. Rinko and the others came up with a way to do it. Just have to hope it works.
now then. Does that mean we can actually move around and hear a little bit more? Hey, we actually can. And it's close to the goal. More important than that, hey, that's an offering box. I want to... Wait. What's that? Find at the ramen shop. A report written by KK regarding a ramen shop attracting monstrous clientele. Acquiring this will gain you additional spirit skill points. Okay. Let's take a moment to read about that. I like ramen. How about you? Let's see here. Okay, there it is, line at the ramen shop. Normally a ramen shop attracting the line of hungry folks night after night is nothing to write home about. People like a nice bowl of ramen after work. No mystery there. Now, if you had a ramen shop with a line full of monsters, that'd be something, though. And that's exactly what we've been hearing rumors about. Some famous joint that had shut down apparently had big old lines of monsters forming for it, so we decided to pay a visit to the site and see what's up. Dale was keen on going himself, but I'm pretty sure he was just in it for the ramen. Ed came along too, but he just played a recording of himself giving a big lecture on the history of ramen the whole way there. Weird company aside, 3 guys heading out for a quick bowl of ramen sure does take me back to my younger days. We got to the place and found, sure enough, a big line outside packed with beefy-looking monsters. They were all just standing around, though, not going inside, so we spooked them a little and got them to disperse. When we got inside, the place was thick with the scent of pork belly, and, I don't know, humanity? It was like you could almost feel emotions wafting through the air. Turns out the owner had turned into some kind of malevolent specter, or he was just cooking up a storm. I asked what the deal was, and he told us that he'd help his protege set up his own shop. Only for the punk to go and open it right in the same neighborhood and start siphoning off his customer base. Restaurant business cutthroat, I tell you. The owner told us if we ordered a bowl of ramen and ate it, he'd let us purge him. I wasn't a fan of the idea. We barely know what's in normal restaurant food, right? But I took one for the team and went along with it. It was, let's call it a unique experience. Learned a lot about food from the underworld from that meal. I'd better appreciate what I did there, though. I'll tell you that. On the way back, we stopped to have some actual ramen, and Dale was all over it. Ed refused to touch it until it was ice cold. Said something about carbs being better for your body when they're cold. Probably should have just introduced him to Sukemen. That would have done the trick. Oh well. And it's like you say, monsters gotta eat too. As much as I'm of a mind it's probably souls, but frankly, we don't have to worry that hard about it. More prayers. Let us pray. I wish to recover. I wish I could meet a ninja. I wish to learn how to play Fortnite. How about you?
You sure? Anybody who sees one's supposed to die.
Oh crap.
Did you know that Ninja actually has a Fortnite tips book? It's weird to think about. Let's see here. What do I get out of this? Just in case I see anything on the way. Also, yeah, things I think about. Apparently, when it comes to how to go about living in another world, the thing I remember coming up in mixed conversation was the idea that if you do eat food from Yomi specifically, you're stuck in Yomi for good. So, that's a fun idea. Eat the food, but also don't eat the food. Okay, how do I get out of here? Is the Tengu still here? No, he's not. We just go around. I'll take that, though. Thank you for your business, sir. What do you do for a living? You make TVs? Okay, then. Now then, where are we going? Over here, I think. Why are you staring over there? Alright. I am alright with this. So Capcom brought back Neko for April Fools, and I couldn't be happier. Could you explain what that is to me? I would love to know. Is it about cats? Honestly, when I think about Japanese game devs and how hard they go for April Fools, I just gotta wonder, can we get these things not as a joke? It's a puzzle game where you befriend Street Fighter cats. I'm good with this. I like it. I'm assuming Cammy is involved, because, you know, as much as she gets compared to a white cat.
Those sliding doors look awfully bare.
They weren't always like this. They used to depict a great dragon. They say that long ago, there was a samurai who had lost many friends in battle. He mixed their blood with ink and painted a great dragon in their honor. But unfortunately, it came that this dragon brought great disaster upon the land.
The blood of the dead probably corrupted the ink. Those friends of his must have had some serious lingering grudges.
The head priest at the time tried to burn the sliding door to ash. But the dragon leapt out and dove into a dragon den, a place with abundant chi. They say that it vanished into the dragon veins, invisible channels of energy.
The dragon flew out of the painting? Come on.
Well, if the ink was corrupted, it could. Dragon veins and dragon dens. Let's search the area. We find them, maybe we'll find our dragon.
Honestly,
A funereal dragon bringing about further destruction.
hearing them talk about dragon dens just has me thinking of that one movie, Ninja in the Dragon's Den, and how absolutely hard its opening theme goes. Makes me wonder if I can play it, considering it's kind of a public access thing now, but I don't know. All I do know is I want you to go away for me. No. Ow.
KK, over there.
It's moving along the dragon veins. Try to follow it to its path.
Good enough? Good enough. But yeah. Another thing that brings up is the idea that, hey, maybe we can do actual watching things at some point. I don't know when, but I do know the power does exist, so thank you, OBS. It's another thing I can actually look into. So don't be surprised if I eventually try to screw around and find out what is possible. Hey, that's a Digiso statue. I have more wind bullets now.
We could use it.
Which makes me wonder, chat, what would you want to see out of this stream? All suggestions welcome. Doesn't have to be video games, it can be anything. I thought about a Toku podcast with a friend of mine on account of the fact of, hey, that was a suggestion that might actually get us some experience to work off of. But at the same time, I want to hear from you. What did the Batheads actually like? You like too many damn things. I wish to understand what too many damn things looks like. Is it that funny convention where they have the overexpensive retro games? It's like hoarding, only mentally. I know how that feels. I too experience having a brain full of hot fuzz. Speaking of hoarding things, one goal I have for myself is to actually invest in a figure. And wouldn't you know it, somebody I follow on Twitter happens to be an affiliate with HobbyLink Japan, so you know what? I know what I'm going to do at the end of the summer. I am going to pre-order a Skahawk figure. Because not gonna lie, it's my favorite. She's my favorite. I could get a Jalter one, but at the same time, Jalter is for people with expensive tastes. I can only spare $200.
Found religion, huh?
At times like this, yeah.
You know what, I bring that up a lot. Frankly speaking, I don't believe myself to be the religious sort, but at the same time, I do believe in benefit of having some sort of spiritual knowledge. At least in terms of how to better access things in your life. I don't know, maybe I'm a bit of an idiot for thinking that, but frankly speaking, I just figure if people are going to beat me over the head with this, I might as well learn for my own sake and not worry about them. What's better than this? Me being armed with the Word of God against people who refuse to actually read the Word of God? It's likely. There's also, you know, me actually having a vested interest in reading religious texts and actually getting something out of it, so what's this, the Talmud? What's this, support for actual LGBT information? Who would have guessed?
Easy peasy.
You're on fire, kid.
If you want me to stop, you're more than welcome to tell me so. 'Cause not gonna lie, I understand if that makes people uncomfortable. It's not gonna lie, it does too when people don't stop, but frankly speaking, my experience is only in the sense that I feel as though people can benefit just off of knowing how to not let people bullshit them. As they say,
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world!
We might find a cop-out if we look hard enough.
I'd rather run into a Tengu myself.
You a big Tango fan or something?
I wouldn't go that far. I just like them.
Also, we've been running into Tengu all game. What are you talking about, Akito?
I need to heal up first.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen that picture of. Well, I've seen pictures of that Moriarty figure, and I think it's nice. Sometimes Raita can do good art. Who would have thought? Sometimes people complain about Fairy Knight Gawain, and I'm thinking to myself, what's to complain about? Yeah, so what are you talking about, popular main character Sao Akito? I thought his name was Kazuto. Yeah, but Connie, that's because the main character of this game is named Akito. I'm pretty sure Kirito was somebody else. Uh-huh. Yeah, Kirito. Real name Kazuto Kirigaya. I may not be the biggest SAO fan, but at the same time, some things just stick in my brain. Like how Asuna was so much of a non-gamer, she literally used her actual first name as her username. I can't help but find that funny. Also, can I not pick this thing up? But yeah, for whatever reason, I vibe with Hoju Raita's work ethic. Less so their designs, but I don't know. A certain character in Valkyria Chronicles 4 is good with me, and that's all I'll say. Otherwise, his characters are better in fan art.
Gonna be some real work to save them all.
Yeah. Every time I have to bring up Raita, it comes with an asterisk. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, the characters associated tend to be better than the art. But you know, if you want to talk Raika with me, good God, do I have some thoughts, but we're not gonna do that here. I mean, you could say that about a lot of Japanese artists, but at the same time, I don't want to generalize. So, sometimes it's a matter of I've never seen a titty, sometimes it's a matter of I prefer a titty look this way. They breasted boobily is the general idea I get from that.
Splish.
Pretty much. Sometimes it's a matter of anatomy go bad, sometimes it's a matter of anatomy go the way I like. Sometimes it's a matter of getting vibe checked by the slit mouth woman. Look at her. She is large and in charge. And frankly, I am scared. Stop it.
Don't give up. It's not that bad.
Yeah, she heard me talking about the obvious, and frankly speaking, she had an opinion to give. As much as I'm putting a hole in her chest right now.
Ready to go, partner. Got
it. Yeah, that's an issue I have. She's not only dangerous, she's fast. And in a game like this, fast means death. Let's see here. The thing is down there, but also I need to find a place with water. Well, no, I need to be over here. I'm getting sidetracked. We're talking about too much booba. Like all enemies speed walk or power walk to you. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? In a game where everybody walks towards you, or limbers a little bit faster, the one that actually starts running is the one that you need to worry for. Hey, I like your sweatshirt. Yeah, I want to put that to game balance, I suppose. They're so fast, but they're also children. Compared to a grown adult woman with scissors, they've got nothing on that. But yeah, like I was saying, design aesthetics, it's, I want to say, a matter of opinion. Like me, in my new world of actually having a design to work off of, alongside what I've got going here, frankly speaking, that picture I showed of the Sodom's Beast with her fangs and all the things that go with that, she's got teeth on teeth on teeth, and I want that. Also, yeah, the most frightening thing about the ghost children is that they're children. Fun fact about me, me as a person of willingness to deal with the things that happen, I don't really hate children. I just don't see myself with them. Which, you know, is a statement that might piss off some people I know, but frankly speaking, that's just how things go sometimes. It's not that I don't want them, it's just that the world we live in is not a great place to raise a child. I feel as though that's a fair statement to make. How about you, Chad? Not to mention, look at these gas prices. You think I can take a kid to school on an $80 tank of gas? I don't think so. Alright, what am I looking for? I'll take this at least. More nether dongo. There's only one thing worse than a ghost. A child. No. Also, hello Countess, it is... We're looking for dragons. We're also talking about art aesthetics, and frankly speaking, what's your opinion on Ryza? What, you, as the resident Shootin' Doji stan, what is your opinion? Or am I wrong about that? It's been a long time since we've talked about it. is your opinion on... What's the word I'm looking for? The anime girl who, frankly speaking, whose artist feels like they skipped anatomy class. As the chat has been putting it. Am I rambling at this point? I don't know, and frankly, I apologize if I am. Yes, Flower Mom has very vocal opinions on what they're doing with the anatomy. Like I said, Raita. R-A-I-T-A. You know, Raiko's artist.
This hero thing is hard work.
Because not gonna lie, I'm of a mind, I don't particularly mind them in a sense of I can suspend my disbelief. I just don't care for Ibuki Doji. For a number of reasons, namely her color scheme. If you use more blue instead of green, I'd be fine. I feel as though that would hit better. But at the same time, there's a lot of things going along, especially with the art style, that just hit wrong for me. The only thing I can say I like about Ibuki is that she's apparently canonically twice the size of the main character. And frankly speaking, that's fine with me. Make more monster women. You know what peak character design is? Our hearts singing in the chaos. You are right. Susanoo is literally just a wild freak roaming in the seas of our favor. Or fervor. Faith? Yes, that's the word. He is in fact wild and pure. And forever free. A lot of the more recent stuff is better. Earlier, Raita gave us Raiko's infamous pearl titties. You are not wrong. Personally, I'm of a mind. This is why I say I like Raita's characters better in fan art than I do from Raita himself. Except for Kai Shrun. She can stay. But we'll get into Valkyria Chronicles 4 at some point. Selvaria Bliss also has this problem, but I like her. Namely because she is literally a final boss who gets to be on the main cover of the game. Also, you know, she gets to be a fighting game character too. Yeah, Wada does good work. And then sometimes she doesn't. And then sometimes she can't decide how big she wants Nero to be. But it doesn't matter. Nero is as big as a building now. And frankly speaking, a lot of people I know, myself included, are living off of that. Yes. You know what I'm talking about. They actually made it good. Her first design is bad. Her first design makes me want to kick some shins in. But frankly speaking, they compensated. I won't say they succeeded, but they compensated. Honestly, I don't know where this Great Green Dragon is. Frankly speaking, I'm a little confused. At this point, we're just roaming around talking. Which, you know, is also fine. I like talking to the chat. Which is worse, Draco, Lily, or Saber Venus? Well, considering Venus is a grown adult woman, I think you already know the answer. She can stand to put more clothes on, but you know. I mean more on a narrative level. I mean... What can I say? I haven't read anything off of FGO Arcade. I just know that Draco pisses me off. Lydia from Valkyria Chronicles 3. Have you heard of Learning with Pibby? I don't believe I have. Let me see if I can look into that. Okay, then, Learning with Pibby. Apparently it's an Adult Swim thing? Might be why I don't know it. I haven't actually sat down and watched an actual TV show in a good while. Also, Noah pisses me off as well, and you know exactly why. Give me a second to verify off of that. That's it. It's just Nemo with long hair. That's why. What's this? Actual Jewish servants? I never thought so. We got Nebuchadnezzar. We should be happy with that. And even then, he's just a gill face, but really? Really? Would you consider me your Shalomi? I am not of the faith, but I respect you. My sister and Abraham, they are doing you dirty in the quote retreats. Get predicted. Also, David was a redhead? Also, it's a show that gets corrupted, and then they go through separate Cartoon Network and Adult Swim shows, as they just did for an April Fool's of it. Okay, now I understand what you're talking about. I've seen it, but at the same time, I didn't know what it was. Also, you can go ahead and link it, Connie. Just bear in mind some people may need a warning for either photosensitivity or just plain weirdness. Hey, get a load of this. It's time to go to the Vortex world. Also, Sheba's character makes me want to cry sometimes. Oh, look at that. The richest woman in ancient Ethiopia is a money-grubbing jackal woman? I am concerned.
Run off to another den. Gotta seal that too. Then it'll have nowhere to run, and no choice but to face us.
If you're asking me, sometimes FGO does the job well, sometimes FGO is completely tactless, sometimes FGO is just plain toothless. And you understand why I kinda stopped playing the game, not to mention the gameplay, which just kinda didn't do it for me a lot of the way there. I came out of that game more upset at the fact that I didn't get the character that I wanted than the actual storytelling being good. Oh, you mean how in Guildfest they call her boss form... I'm censoring that. I don't even know if it's an actual slur, but it doesn't sound right to be saying. Also, you know, why you gotta keep doing Solomon's wife dirty like that? I realize we care more about Da Vinci in that regard, but at the same time, you know what? He can have two wives. Okay then, not a slur, but it just means money, so not what I'm thinking, it's just moolah. I'm terrified that if they give her that outfit as a costume, the name will be bad. Yeah. That's a problem I have with gachas sometimes. Frankly speaking, they give you a really good character and then they just immediately decide to characterize them solely off of a single thing. It's like how in Attack on Titan, everybody knows Sasha Blouse, everybody likes Sasha Blouse. What do they like about her? She ate a potato. Once. And now she's Potato Girl. Then again, imagine me talking about Attack on Titan. Also, the blasphemy that David and Solomon have zero interactions in FGO despite being father and son. Imagine that. Imagine also the idea that I will almost never get to see any genuine interaction between Raiko and Kintoki, despite Kintoki literally being her adoptive son, but you know, it's the little things. Just put your finger together and go. It pisses me off this much. But then again, I'm of a mind that Nasu must have forgotten about Raiko, because you never see her anymore. Except for the moments where we compare her to Kiyohime and Hasana Serenity in terms of these girls are so touch-starved they are literally licking the floor.
It seems that the dragon has struck again.
I want an Attack on Titan spin-off show called A Snack on Titan. What would you even make? Then again, I'm pretty sure Babish is already doing that, considering they just put out an episode that was literally just making a roast. Alright then, where is this dragon? Okay, not just done bad, done downright disgusting. Remember when the worst thing we could say about Kiyohime is that she's a little down bad, and she's Tamamo's pen pal? Remember when I also said, frankly speaking, I wish this character were better? Apparently I found out that her first love, Anshin, was actually kind of a piece of shit, so I don't know. I'm just of a mind of, why you gotta be putting it on this girl? What? Once it's the drunk toddler thing I mentioned. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And frankly speaking, I wish we didn't try. Alright, retracing my steps here, getting a little bit confused. Oh, also, Sasaki, you missed it. You missed me getting clowned on as Mei by Nago, because frankly speaking, Totsugeki Dolphin does not work. Not for me, at least. I don't like Mei's playstyle. At least I learned how to use the charge input, but at the same time, what did it get me? 50 losses. There's no W here. There was only me wearing the dunce cap. Oh, hey, friender. Also, Testament. Yeah, Testament. Let's talk about Testament. Who wants to talk about Testament? Because I really like Testament.
Eat up, pal.
What do you mean? Cliff Underson's they them offspring is actually goaded in the streets.
Should be grateful, you mutt.
Don't be such a jerk.
Should be grateful, Your Highness.
Somehow that seemed even meaner.
Also, that's a thing.
Oh, what's this?
Okay, a Kodama Netsuke, exude kindness, and kindness will find you in return. Words to live by. Exactly, nothing but love for Testament, and how they've come so far as a penultimate final boss in the missing link to just out here living their best life after living with Dizzy's grandparents and getting at least 20 different hobbies. Yeah, literally it's been canon since the first game that Testament was agender. And frankly speaking, I'm glad for it. Hey, look. It's D for dragon.
It should be running out of places to go.
Well, if anything, chat, I gotta wonder. What other topics come to mind for me to get salty about? Also, evil spirits are attacking the souls of the living. We gotta do something about that. Stop it.
We can't just stand by and ignore this.
Let's go.
You can think of one?
Not sure what, but something else just showed up. Definitely not on our team.
The treatment of Plutia's character. Oh, I know about all of this. I feel as though I have actual thoughts about this. As much as we don't like Neptunia anymore, frankly speaking, I'm of a mind. Hey, the sadist character was actually pretty good. Frankly speaking, she was actually one of the reasons I got into the series, but because, hey, they're actually doing something with this. But you know what? Instead, everybody got mad that the sadist was a sadist, and then started putting words in people's mouths about what is actually going on in the story. And then it all just fell apart from there, to the point that I actually kind of, I don't know, made a few heated debates on that whole sort of thing, and frankly speaking, it's not one of my best moments. But at least I know my damn facts. Character assassination? I never would have thought. In my timeline, who could have possibly guessed Nero being turned into a basic holier-than-thou character who's literally wrong in every situation, but oops, Boudica has to apologize to the Romans for actually not liking Rome. It's hard to imagine. But you know, me and Countess have talked about this before. Frankly speaking, the Japanese look at that whole situation as basically treating it as Team Rocket blasting off again, and that's why the American Fate fandom lionizes Boudica so hard. She deserves better. We deserve a Summer Avenger version, which is actually canon to certain comics, but you know, we'll never get that. And if we do, it'll be locked behind the arcades. But yeah, back on subject. I don't care what they say. Frankly speaking, Plutia actually had a point of being a narcoleptic dumpster fire. But at the same time, frankly, she actually did her job well. Which is actually getting a bunch of know-nothing Moe characters to actually get in gear and do what they're supposed to. To the point that she actually became a boss fight. What does this serve? It serves that sometimes you need to stop bottling your feelings and start acting your age. Why are you this mad over a toddler saying that she hates you? Frankly speaking, you gotta roll with the punches a little bit. And this is a character who literally keeps shouting, I'm the protagonist. I'm the protagonist. There's only so many times this joke can work. And eventually, Neptunia fell off because of that. Oh well. Good riddance, I suppose. Also, we're not meant to be here yet, but... progress. Once again, I apologize for going on these rants. Sometimes a topic comes to mind, and frankly, it just sticks with me like that.
Head for the back. Great. More of these things. Time.
Can we get the power back on?
Yeah, breaker should be over past that flashlight.
If anything, though,
By using spectral vision,
it's
never know what we might find.
it's why I tell you it's okay to tell me to move on to something else, because sometimes that's what we need. I knew the topic was coming when I mentioned the topic, and I don't regret it. Frankly, that's fine. As long as we can keep things fun for everybody is my point. I feel like that's a struggle as it is.
Corruption's making things harder for us.
Oh hey, another one of you!
Come at me then! Defend yourself, you can't avoid the hit.
Alright, go down for me. I need you to go away. And then here comes the police. Ow! Mom, are you there? I'm ready to go home. So yeah, frankly speaking, you're here? Also, until the fog clears, I'll be a little late today. The fog here is so thick, I don't even want to walk outside. I'm just gonna wait here a bit until it clears. Also, that's a thing. Okay. Also, you're here. So she's finally here. Performing for you. If you know the words, you can join in too.
Can we get the power back on?
Yeah, breaker should be over past that flashlight. Try using spectral vision. Never know what we might find.
Okay, fair enough. I thought you left, but alright. Fair enough. Sometimes the ex-wife does understand.
Sploosh.
I don't know if she understands that. Let's keep it PG. Hey, sir. Would you like to talk about the ongoing issue of brutality in our streets? Yeah, that's well deserved. This is fine. This just means I will have to make my own psychotic anime man laugh at some point. I don't know when, but I'll look into it.
This could be the end for us.
Sure feels like it.
I will make my own weapon to surpass Metal Gear. You just wait. At the very least, though, I do appreciate when people do like the tangents. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes it just turns into a mess. I do know this is a little bit of a mess right here. Where is the power? Ow. Sir. Yeah, a mess like our marriage. Imagine that. I'm sorry, I'm stuck in the bunker. As much as I would rather be there, I am here. And here is where I shall stay.
Corruption's making things harder for us.
Alright, just clearing out the corruption a little bit. Look at all this Breath of the Wild view. There are corrupting spirits in my house. They're stuck in a bunker. I'm trying to pet a half red and half blue cat with a yellow blanket on its head. I'm built different. Well, I'm glad you're living life. Look at all that Ivan ooze. Look at all those Eggman's robots. I'm almost tempted to ask for another topic to rant about.
You're a regular ghost hunter now.
Whoa, buddy, no. Put your nightstick down. Put your glasses on. Everything will be wrong. Feel no shame about shape. Whether change the phrase.
Head for the back. Great. More of these things. All the times.
Can we get the power back on?
Yeah. Breaker should be over past that flashlight.
Let's do it again, I guess.
Never know what we might find.
Oh, okay, no wonder. I was confused for a second. You're talking about Gil from Street Fighter. Is he resurrecting? As a cat?
Corruption's making things harder for us.
That does beg a question, though, for the chat. Who cares about these Street Fighters getting pummeled to dust? Who is your favorite character? Not necessarily who you main, but who is your favorite? You swindled me, lady. Put that kitchen knife down and think about what I am owed. Rose, Rashid, Manat, Elena, Urian. You know what, that's pretty good. I like a good Aegis Reflector myself. I also like Ken, Akuma. If I'm feeling a certain way, Hugo, even though he's a Final Fight character, but you get my point. There's also Cammy, there's also Cammy, there's also Cammy, there's also Cammy, there's also Jury. There's also Poison. There's also Poison. There's also Poison. There's also Alex. There's also Guy. There's also Cody. Hands down, my favorite is Chun-Li. After that is Ibuki, Rainbow Mika, Monat, Poison, Jury, and I'm feeling spicy, Guy, and Lucia. How do we feel about Falk? I feel like I almost never hear anything about her. You like her makeup. That's good. All I remember about Falk is from Shadow Falls, where she was kind of, sort of a retainer for Gil. Or at least that was the big reveal, but I don't know. It's been a long time. Hey! You piece of shit. They're trying to make me ice skate uphill. I don't like this. She wears the green lipstick and the green eyeshadow, and she's living my ultimate daily makeup dream. Imagine having an idealistic version of yourself. Wait, isn't that literally just VTubing? I thought that was making sense. No, it's not. Is this a call-up? Probably not. Okay, then severance attacks. Some visitors are capable of separating Octo and KK from one another with their attacks. Being separated will cause Octo to lose access to many combat abilities, including ethereal weaving. To fuse back KK and regain your abilities, approach KK's spirit and use the left trigger while he's far away. You can also aim your reticle and press X to draw him closer to you. I don't have time for this. Imagine not living. I mean, I have two hearts. I can't tell you what that's like. You wish to not live? I wish for you to not live the life that you are living that makes you want to not live. Come over here. Good riddance. Also, one of Falk's costumes is Cat from Breath of Fire, so she's good. Breath of Fire is not a name you've heard in a long while. Imagine recognizing Breath of Fire. I apologize, I do not. I mean, that's fair. It's more me not saying I don't recognize it, and more that the name kind of means nothing to me as somebody who never got to play it. So, you know. Also, between her professional and Halloween costumes, Falk is confirmed for Goth GF. Well, there you go. More fuel for the fire. I'm also of a mind of, hey, one of these days I could probably pull off Urian's suit. Which is to say, I'm not pulling off his suit. I wish I could dress up. I wish I could do more dressing.
In that room.
When will... Here's a cringe joke. When will I be somebody's dress-up darling? Here is me going yabe at myself.
Yabe!
Ringo's custom ride.
I want that.
Damn.
Give that to me.
But what's custom about it?
Got some kind of anti-spirit tech, from what I heard. In theory, it ought to get us through the fog.
How about in reality?
Quiet.
Hmm.
Give me a sec.
It won't even start.
Of course not. There's no gas in it.
You need gas to drive your Ghost Rider motorcycle?
Turbocharger's busted.
Oh no.
We'll need a replacement turbine wheel to get it running again. The real problem's the fragrant underworld oil.
The what?
This is no ordinary bike. It's got the power to cut right through that fog. But to do that, it needs special oil from the other side. We're fresh out.
Okay, so how do we get some?
Dunno.
You... If you don't know, then what are we supposed to do?
Better get that. Bet someone's gonna force their help on us.
I didn't have all day to wait for you to pick up, so I rigged this phone to ring periodically and play back a recording. No need to talk, just listen to my instructions.
That voice. It's Ed.
You're in the garage, which means you're trying to use Rinko's motorbike. And now you don't know where to find the necessary fragrant underworld oil. I've told you before, KK, but I'm sure you'll have forgotten, am I right?
Smart guy.
Kiss my ass.
You can find the oil in places where the underworld's interference is especially potent. Anywhere you can see it spilling over into our world. This should be readily apparent. Now get searching. Signing off.
Any idea where to look?
Not yet. Let's find a good vantage point, scope out the area. Down here, best bet might be the Mitake real estate building.
Well, alright then. That gives us a goal now, doesn't it? That said, I'm thinking of a mine. This might be a good place to stop for the night. It's 11:30, and frankly speaking, I would have liked to make more progress, but you know what happened. It's not a big deal. We can handle it tomorrow. Which is to say, we can handle it tomorrow, and I'd like to do things I'd like to do a little bit more time as well. Maybe look into something else on account of the fact that I kind of received something special from somebody, but we'll leave that for tomorrow. In any case, though, I do thank you for joining me on this wild ride of dolphins and bullshit, but frankly speaking, tonight is tonight. And tomorrow is tomorrow, so look forward to tomorrow for me, why don't you? We'll be back tomorrow with more Ghostwire and seeing what more we can do. Frankly, I still have a lot of thoughts. I feel as though we can bring this to the end with a lot of good feelings, but for right now, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. If you have any other thoughts for me, feel free to share them on Discord or Twitter, and for what it's worth, tonight was good. So, thank you for joining me. Stay safe, stay happy, stay chillin', and whatever you do, have a good night.